Okay, so this is part 2 of 2 videos, and in this one on our windshield we're going to be building our extrusion, and we are also going to be shelling the inside of our windshield. So let's jump into this here. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to create a work plane here, and we're going to come over to plane under work features and click on offset from plane, and then we're going to rotate this around so we make sure we get the right section here. So we're going to do it off the bottom here. It's way too close. Why is it so close? That's okay. I'm going to go here and we're going to offset this by 0.67. Okay. Bring this back into view a little bit. And that way we have something to work on in order to push this extrusion up into the bottom side of our work plane. The next thing we're going to do is actually we're going to shell the bottom of this guy too. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select the bottom face of my windshield, click here, and this is going to be 0.07. I already have that there, so that's okay. Click OK. And now I'm going to draw my rectangle on my work plane here, plane number 1. So I'm going to come over to Start 2D Sketch, and I can do this a couple ways. Again, I can just click on the edge here, or I can just come over to the left side here and click on where I want to put it, the work plane. So I've got that, and I want to rotate this around so it's in the same orientation as my dimension sheet. And then I can just draw in a rectangle. So I'm just going to draw one in. That's fine. And then I can dimension this. So I'm going to come over to this edge and this edge, pull this down, and that's dimension right there is 0.68 on the near side, and then on the far side, this dimension here, I believe, is 2.22. So I'm going to put that in, and then we can work on our vertical as well. So dimension here to here, that's going to be 0.29, and on the top side, from the bottom edge to the top, that's going to be 2.26. That in. So there we have our rectangle. We have our basic shape. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fillet the corners here to 1.5. So I'm just going to click on each one. Sometimes I can just click on that corner too, and that will work too. Kind of highlights it there. So I'm going to change, and actually I already have that by 0.15. You may probably have to change that on yours, but just put in your dimension that you want it to change to, and we're good there. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to offset this because we need the thickness of this to be 0.05. So I'm going to go to my offset tool, and then I'm going to click on what I want to offset. So in my drawing, so I want to offset this. I'm going to pull my mouse in, and we are going to type in 0.05. That's our thickness here. So there's our thickness. And so that's that part. Now the next part we want to do is we actually want to create, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to click Finish Sketch. I'm going to come back in because I don't like seeing all those. Go back here. I don't need to see all those constraints on there. So I'm going to hit Sketch and bring this back around, and I'm going to rotate it so I'm in the right orientation. And then I have to put all these little tabs all the way around this extrusion as well. So another tool we're going to use, and that we haven't used before, we're going to use this tool right here. This is our construction line tool, and we're also going to use our mirror tool, and we're going to use our point, create a point here as well. So let me walk you through how we're going to use those. Now our construction line tool, what we can do is we can actually add in lines that will not be shown in the picture or the drawing, but or help us to reference different points within the drawing. So once I select this, I'm going to come over to my line tool, and I'm going to find the center of my rectangle here, bring it over here, click, and oh, somehow I didn't select this. Why is that not selected? Let me back up. Try this again. Select this, select my line tool, come over here, get my green line, and it should be represented by a dotted line when I'm done, just like that. And the same thing over here. I'm going to find the center point here, Bring this up, center point there, and there I've got my construction lines. Now, the next thing I want to do is draw in the rectangle right there. So I'm just going to I'm going to start here. I'm going to draw this in at, actually I'm just going to put it anywhere. Let's draw this in like this. And so this dimension that I have right here, this is going to be 0.04. You can do some math to find that one. And this one's going to be 0.05. And I'm going to enter. Now the next thing we want to do is put our point. We want to put a center point right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Turn that off so it thinks it's a construction line. So let's do that again. Let's turn this off. Make sure you turn it off or you're going to be drawing construction lines instead of actual lines. So let's try this again. I'm going to bring this over here. So this is going to be 0.04 by 0.05. Enter that. And then we're going to set a center point on here. And then we're going to use our constraint here. We're going to constrain this coincident constraint with this center point with our construction line right here, and that will center that right in between, which makes our life much, much easier instead of us having to try and figure this out, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to go, it really doesn't matter. Let's put it down here. Let's put another one down here. Put another rectangle. And then we'll put our dimension in a second. So I'll put another one in here. So this is going to be 0.05 by 0.04. Enter that. And we're also going to put a center point on here. And then what we're going to do is that dimension is 1.94. So let me bring this kind of back into view here. We need to go to our dimension tool. Zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to go from this edge to this edge. Pull that down. And this is going to be 1.94. And this is where the magic happens. So instead of us having to draw another 1, 2, 3, 4 points, what we can do is we can use our mirror tool right here. So I'm going to click on mirror tool. I'm going to select what I want to mirror. So I want these guys right here. And they should all light up. I don't get them all for some reason. There we go. So it should all turn a different color. And then I want to select what axis I want to mirror it on. So I want to mirror it on this axis. I hit apply. And you'll see right here, it just moved over here to this side, which is pretty cool. So I don't have to double my work. I can just come over here to this one now. So I'm going to say, again, I'm going to go to mirror, and I'm going to select these guys, make sure they all highlight. I didn't get them all. Let's try that again. There we go. And then I'm going to mirror it on this line, and done. And let's just make sure that everything showed up. It didn't show up, so let's try that again. Mirror. Get my pieces. Mirror line. This guy. Apply. And there they are. Okay, and done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one more time. So I'm going to go to mirror. And again, I'm going to select what I want to mirror. So I'm going to come over here. Didn't grab everything. Let's try that again. Still didn't get it. If it's really finicky, if you can zoom in and grab these, but sometimes you can go like that and get them. So let's get this one. Let's just zoom in. Okay, then we can zoom back out. And then we're going to select our mirror line where we want this to mirror on. And so it's right there. Did we get it? Didn't grab it. There we go. Mirror line, apply, and done. Now, the next thing we need to do is join these to this. So we're going to go to our trim tool. We're going to come in here. We're going to trim out the piece in between here. So on all these pieces here. So come in here, trim this out. Trim that out. Trim these out. It doesn't like that dimension for some reason. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what this says. So let's remove this dimension. It doesn't matter. We're going to just take these out. Well, they're not necessary right now. So we can take that out. Take this one out. If that's the case. There we go. And then we will come over here. We got one more to do. And we're going to trim this guy. And finish sketch. Now all we have to do is come over to our 3D and we're going to extrude this. And we're going to go, instead of distance, we're going to go to next, but we are going to go select where we want to go. So we're going to select this outline and to next and hit OK. And let's try that one more time. Extrude. Pick what we want to extrude. And again, we're going to go to next. There it is, OK. And there we have it. So you can go and color this, make it translucent if you want, but that's what you should have when you are done.